Hi to all my Seesaw friends at home. Today in math, we're going to be completing Module 3, problem set 5. And Lesson 4 was all about skip counting by sixes. Lesson 5 is all about skip counting by sevens. So when you look at our first worksheet here, our first template, we will be skip counting by sevens. So I'm going to do part of this with you, and then I'm going to ask that you finish the rest on your own. So if we look at this, we have fish bowls, and we have fish that are, some of them are full of products of 7, some of them are empty, and then we have fish with facts on them. And then over here we have a column of division equations. So we're going to read the directions and see exactly what they want us to do here. It says, number 1, skip count by 7 to fill in the blanks in the fish bowls. Match each count by to its multiplication expression. Then use the multiplication equation to write the related division fact directly to the right. So we have to do 3 things. We have to skip count to fill in the bowls. Then we have to match to the related multiplication fact. And then we have to complete the division equation that relates to that fish. Now, once again, I put letters by these bowls just so it would be a little bit easier and we're not drawing those lines all over the place. So I'm going to model for you. I'm going to do the first 4 with you, first 4 or 5, and then I'm going to have you do the rest on your own. So remember, when you complete the template, do the ones we did together and also do the ones that I'm asking you to do on your own. So remember the song that we sing for our sevens? I think that's a good way to fill in these bowls. It goes to, Are You Sleeping? All right, so let me get my ink pen here, ready to go. So it goes 7, 14, 21, and 28, 35, 35, 42 and 49, 56 and 63, 70, 70. And I'm going to erase this one because I don't like the way I wrote the 14. So, you know, you have an erase feature on Seesaw as well. So don't be afraid to use it if you're unhappy with the way something looks on your paper. Okay, there's a much neater 14. Okay, so we skip counted to fill in the bowls, and we skip counted from 1 7 all the way up to we have 9 sevens there with 63. So the next thing we have to do is match each count by to its multiplication expression. Well, if you look at the first bowl, 7, we've counted 1 7. So we have to look at the fish that counts 1 7. And this one right here counts 1 7. So we've counted 1 7. So if we come down here, we have 7 times 1. So that's counting 1 7. So we'll put an A in front of that. If we're at the second fish bowl, 14, 7, 14, we've counted 2 7s. So we want to look for the math fact that's the same as 2 7s. So it'd be 2 7s or 7 2s. And if you come down here to the bottom, you see 7 2s. So we'll put a B by that one. All right, 7, 14, 21. That's 3 7s. So we're looking for the fact in the fish that shows 3 7s. I'll give you a minute to see if you can find it. It's the second fish. 7 times 3 is the same as 3 times 7. So we're going to put a C there. All right, we're going to do one more for you. So it's our 4th bowl, or you could skip count by 7, 4 times 7, 14, 21, and 28. So 4 times 7 makes 28. So we're looking for the fact that's 4 times 7 or 7 times 4. It's right down here at the bottom. We're going to put a D in front of 7 times 4. So I'm going to let you do the rest of those on your own. And we're going to do those same ones that we did on the division side, okay? So again, make sure you watch this video if you're confused at all about how to do this. So we want to write a division sentence related to 7 times 3. Well, we have to know what 7 times 3 equals, so we're going to skip count 7, 14, 21. So we're going to start with 21. Remember, division always starts with your total, and we're going to divide by 7, and so our answer, our quotient will be 3. Remember, what we're looking for here is a quotient. It's also called an unknown factor because that's really what division is. You think of a multiplication sentence and you think, what is the missing factor that would make that multiplication sentence work? Okay, let's come down and do A next. 7 times 1, so 1 7 is 7. So that's our total. We divide by 7. How many will we have? We will have just 1 7. Okay, let's go to D down here. 7 times 4, so 7, 14, 21, and 28. So 7 times 4 is 28. So that's what we start with, the total. Divided by 7. How many 7s did we count with our fingers? We counted 4. Okay. And the last one, B, 7 times 2, 7, 14. So that's my total. I'll start with the total. 14 divided by 7 is 2. How many 7s did I have to count? 7, 14. I counted 2. Remember, skip counting works for both multiplication and division both. Okay, so they're very related facts, and you can use the same strategy for both of those. So I did 4 of those. I believe there's 5 more for you to do. So just a couple hints. Again, remember, you start with your total. Division always starts with your total. You're going to take the fish. You're going to skip count by 7 that many times. That will be the number you start your number sentence with. And then ever many times you skip counted, that will be your answer. Okay? Or it will be the other factor in your fish. So let's do one more here. Let's do E. It's 35. That's 5 7s. So I'm going to look at the fact that has 5 7s down here. 7 times 5 is 35. 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. Remember, my total is 35. 7, 14, 21, and 28, 35, 35. So 35 is my total. Divide by 7. And there's my factor right there, 5. So it's your factor actually that you're looking for. Your unknown factor is right in your fish too. Okay, so that just leaves 4 for you to do on this page. All right, let's go to the next page. I'm going to clear the drawings. We'll scroll up and see what we got next. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because we're just going to do one section at a time. Okay, this says, complete the count by 7 sequence below, then write a multiplication equation and a division equation to represent each blank you filled in. So that's important because when I first looked at this, I thought, oh, they only have 5 multiplication equations. Well, there's going to be a lot more than 5 count bys there, but they only want us to do the ones we've filled in. So we're going to do this one. Whoops, sorry, let me get my pen again. We're going to do this one. Why is that not drawing? This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Those are the only ones we're going to write below. All right, so let's skip count. Hopefully you're getting to know that song. And as we count, we'll fill in our blanks. So 7, 14, 21, and 28, 35, 35, 42, and 49, 56, and 63, 70, 70. Okay, so the ones that we have to write a multiplication equation for are the ones that we filled in and the ones that I underlined. So the first one is 21. How many 7s did we count? Because that's what we're looking for. How many 7s? Well, we counted, we get a different color here. We counted 1, 2, 3 7s. So it'd be 3 times 7 equals 21. That's the multiplication equation that relates to our first product, okay, that we had to fill in the blank. Okay, let's go to our second one. Our second one is 35. Okay, so how many 7s did we count there? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We counted 5 7s, so 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, and I guess we should go fill out the division equations right as we're doing them. So the related division equation for 3 times 7 equals 21. Remember, once again, division always starts with the total. So we'll take 21 divided by 7 equals 3. Notice the numbers in those number sentences are exactly the same. They're just in a different order. So in multiplication, we're taking the number of groups and the size of the group and finding the total. In division, we're starting with the total and we're dividing by either the number of groups or size of the groups to find the other unknown. And remember, when we do division, our answer is called quotient, but it's also called an unknown factor. All right, let's look at the next one. We're going to turn this into a division equation. So division starts with the total, 35, divided by 7 equals 5. Now we know that because it was part of our multiplication equation. If we didn't know it, what would we do? We would skip count by 7s until we got to 35. 7, 14, 21, and 28, 35, 35. So remember, you can use skip counting for division as well. Okay, let's look at the next one. We did 35. The next one is 49. So how many 7s is that? Let's go back and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 7s. So 7 7s makes 49. I got to write my related division equation. So I'm going to start with 49. Divide by 7. My unknown will be 7. Okay. And I'm getting all these quotients or unknown factors right from my multiplication equation. I'm going to let you do the last two independently on your own. Okay. So you'll be doing 56 and you'll be doing 70. writing both the multiplication fact and the division fact. All right, let's go to the next problem. I'm going to do the next one with you, and then the last one I'm going to have you do on your own, okay? So number 3 says, Abe says 3 times 7 equals 21 because 1 times 7 is 7, and 2 7s are 14, and 3 7s are 14 plus 6 plus 1, which equals 21. Why did Abe add 6 and 1 to 14 when he is counting by 7? All right, so let's analyze this a little more. We got Abe says 3 times 7 equals 21. I'm going to underline that. It says because 1 7 is 7, and 2 7s are 14, and 3 7s are 14 plus 6 plus 1, which equals 21. Why did Abe add 6 and 1 to 14 when he is counting by 7? Well, if you remember what our fluency activity was for yesterday, we were making sevens, okay? And if you think of 14 plus 6 plus 1, what is he thinking of? Well, 14 really represents 2 times 7. Do we all agree that 2 times 7 is 14? Then he added to that 6 plus 1. Okay, so the question is, why did Abe add 6 and 1 to 14 when he is counting by 7? Well, remember we talk about friendly numbers, okay? And 6 plus 1 equals 7. So when you're doing multiples of 7 or you're skip counting by 7, we have to add 7, don't we? But we could also take 7 and decompose it into 2 numbers. And instead of just adding 7, so instead of doing 14 plus 7, which might be kind of hard for some of us, we could do 14 plus 6. So let's decompose 7 into 6 and 1. So 14 plus 6 is 20. And then we add 1 more and we get 21. And guess what 3 times 7 is? 3 times 7 is 21. So why did Abe add 6 and 1 to 14 when he was counting by 7? Well, I'm going to type a little text box here, and we're going to say Abe added 6 and 1 to 14 when he was counting by 7 because he decomposed 7 into 6 and 1 to make it easier to add, okay? Now, some of you might say, boy, that was not easier. Well, it might not be easier for you, but if I'm just saying to myself, okay, I've got 14 and I've got to add 7 to it, that can be kind of tricky. Maybe I'm going to count on my fingers, but I know I can add 6 to 14 and get to 20, and then I can add 1 more to get to 21. So it all depends on how your mind works. I know I encourage my students at home to try, or in school, to try to get to friendly numbers, and adding 6 to 20 or to 14 gets us to 20, and then we just have to add 1 more. Okay, I'm going to encourage you to do the last problem by yourself. I'll read it with you and kind of give you an idea of how you can solve it. But remember, boys and girls, when it says explain your answer, you have to have a because statement, okay? And I know I haven't been giving my students full credit if they don't write a because statement when it says explain your answer. So number 4 says, Molly says she can count by 7 6 times to solve 7 times 6. James says he can count by 6 7 times to solve this problem. Who is right? Explain your answer. Okay, so I want you to think about that. Maybe what you want to do is show what Molly's work would look like if Molly counts 7 6 times, and show what James' work looks like. He counts 6 7 times. Show the work for both Molly and James. Maybe you want to put an M here for Molly and a J here for James. Show their skip counting, and then see who is right. Which way can you use to solve the problem? All right, and then explain your answer after you've shown your work. Okay? All right, boys and girls, that's it for today. It's Friday. Have a good long weekend. You have Martin Luther King Day off on Monday. Thank you for all your hard work at home, boys and girls. Okay, we sure do appreciate it.